Let me walk you to the door.
I could play a quick song.
Sometimes the practice of family promotion in Hollywood is so ludicrous that it's entertaining. M. Night Shyamalan's new film, Trap, follows in the footsteps of some of the most brazen nepotism disaster movies of all time.
He's a monster. That's all I can say. My friends and I have had nightmares.
It isn't his first shameless family plug. In the Apple Plus series Servant, a young live-in nanny is kidnapped and locked in an attic. It makes you wonder how she got her hands on a newly released vinyl record by Shyamalan. This magnitude of family promotion seems more than just a passing subliminal slip. Instead of toning it down, Shyamalan cranks the level of nepotism up to the extreme in Trap. Casting a family member as a supporting act is bold enough, but it quickly moves beyond blatant when more than half of the movie is essentially an entire concert performed by the director's daughter as Lady Raven. Director Shyamalan intended for the audience to feel trapped into the same predicament as the serial killer. Cooper, aka the Butcher, played by Josh Hartnett, splits his time between scheming and carrying on the facade of acting a normal father to daughter Riley. Instead, we feel like we're ourselves trapped in an endless marketing campaign. The characters in the film also appear exhausted. They aimlessly wander throughout the arena mid-performance. Perhaps social behavior at musical events has changed dramatically, but I've never seen so many die-hard fans, on screen or in real life, so actively avoiding the main act. The music in Trap isn't really my preference, and like all performing arts, its appeal is subjective. In short spurts, Suleika's music may have been effective as background noise, but this fiction runs thin when the concert approaches the 1-hour mark, and we're force-fed her songs one by one. Additionally, Lady Raven is hardly believable as a superstar since she lacks the essential level of charisma in a field dominated by visual and social media. The film really takes a turn for the worse when the concert ends, and must rely on Suleika's novice acting chops.
Your husband is the butcher! Cooper is the butcher!
Director Shyamalan may have hoped for the same level of rapport as a similarly named pairing between Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga in the 4th remake of A Star is Born. It's really a hopeless cause at this point, since Suleika's unconvincing acting performance is unable to make up for the lack of solid script material.
How did you do that?
Actor Hartnett eventually breaks through his character's veil of normalcy, and the expression of a crazed killer emerges. Opposite his effective portrayal of a firefighter living a double life, Suleika is stiff and expressionless.
My father left when I was 7.
We learn in bits of backstory that Lady Raven's character is self-made and resourceful, but we don't get that impression in the film.
I had to forgive him.
To her credit, it's a difficult task for someone who's only known privilege her entire life. By contrast, Kid Cudi built his own music career from the ground up and has no formal training in acting. Nonetheless, his cameo as the Thinker is smartly cut short to keep from overshadowing the supposed star.
Big, I specifically said I wanted honeysuckle sour kombucha, bitch.
A little past midway through Trap, Lady Raven outwits Cooper in an attempt to signal a turning point in the film. Actor Hartnett, through his body language, subtly conveys the message of temporary defeat. On the other hand, Suleika's facial expressions and mannerisms are meant to communicate confidence and contempt. Instead, she gives up nothing but the appearance of confusion.
You know the butcher? The freaking nut job that goes around just chopping people up?
Like any halfway decent Shyamalan film, his trailers almost always give false hope that this one will actually be good. The premise of a serial killer trapped inside a pop concert with his daughter, at least on paper, sounds inventive and intriguing. Regardless that Cooper's nemesis, FBI profiler Dr. Josephine Grant, is comically inept. Their battle of wits suggests a missed opportunity. We'll never know, since the director ignored obvious plot weaknesses in favor of propelling the musical career of his daughter.
Well, apparently, he made a mistake.
As usual for a contemporary Shyamalan thriller, it gives up halfway through. The last act of Trap transpires into an impotent face-off between Lady Raven and the Butcher.
You listen to me now. Enough of this foolishness.
The elder Shyamalan is notorious for unexpected plot reveals at the end, often accompanied by lengthy, patronizing explanations. For a fleeting moment, he draws on the strengths of previous work. We're receptive to the failed prospect that Lady Raven is not only orchestrating the entire trap, but may even be the shadow puppet master behind Cooper.
These monsters aren't real.
the scene quickly deteriorates into futility, partially due to Seleka's unconvincing delivery. Instead, the great reveal at the end is more anticlimactic than we could have guessed. Allusions to other horror classics by means of predictable tropes do little to salvage the film.
Let me see you one last time.
Despite subpar acting by Seleka, the biggest flaw in Trap's storyline is the absurd expenditure of resources, not to mention risk of physical harm for all, in apprehending the butcher. Our trust in director Shyamalan's creative license crumbles after numerous other inexplicable plot points emerge. In defiance of explicit instructions to screen every adult male exiting the concert, a single word from Lady Raven allows Cooper to bypass an entire army.
These three are cleared.
They all leave unaccompanied by security without any red flags. But it's neither rational nor believable. After snatching Cooper's phone, thus leaving no means to remotely kill his prisoner, Lady Raven locks herself in the bathroom and makes zero effort to escape through the window. It runs counter to her level of ingenuity built up by the film.
They're so smart.
Additionally, the young superstar harnesses her extensive fan base to find the butcher's latest victim, putting everyone in danger.
Get your family and other adults and go there right now.
In reality, her live stream plea would have coalesced into a chaotic mess of rabid fans competing for instant attention. In an age where video is used as a deterrent for crime, Lady Raven incomprehensibly ends the stream, allows Cooper's phone to lock, and neglects to call police directly. When the FBI finally apprehends their most elusive serial killer, they allow him to fiddle with a bicycle unattended for far too long. This is Cooper's Hannibal Lecter moment. If there's a single redeeming aspect to the movie Trap, it's that the trap is foiled in the end. But the skeptic in me sees the butcher's imminent escape as just an easy option for a potential sequel and another excuse for more nepotism disguised as collaboration. What are your thoughts on nepotism in Hollywood? Let us know in the comments, and hit the subscribe button to receive notifications for new episodes.